Let's start with your musical influences.
Well, I'm a Beatles guy from day one, like huge Beatles fan. And then, Bob Dylan, Joni Mitchell, Jimi Hendrix, all that stuff. And then I ended up studying ethnomusicology, the study of world music, in college.
Right.
And so I've listened to music from all over the world.
So I know, because I read up on you a little bit, so I know you have like a hip hop influence, right?
Yes, that too. Well, I early in my career, like the beginning of my professional music career, I played guitar and worked as like a musical director and wrote with tons of amazing hip-hop artists, including like Trey Hardson from Farside and members of Black Eyed Peas and Snoop Dogg and everybody.
How did that influence your writing style?
You know, it's funny. It didn't necessarily influence my writing style specifically. I mean, it's all in there. You know, the way that I deal with influence is I kind of just absorb it all. I just try to immerse myself in it, and then when it comes time to create, I just let it out. And so, however it comes out, it's there.
So, what kind of writer are you? You're the guy that wakes up in the middle of the night. Do you write every day?
No, I should write every day, but I'm not that guy. I'm the guy who just kind of writes mostly when inspiration like really strikes, or when there's a specific task to be done. You know, if somebody like needs a song or something like that, then I can definitely do that. Or if I'm co-writing with people, sometimes we make a plan to get together and write a song. But for my own songs, it's mostly just kind of whenever it happens.
For our fans that don't know anything about you, Keaton he may appear to be an overnight success, but no artist is an overnight success. So tell us a little bit about the journey and where you started and how you got to this place.
Well, you're absolutely right. You know, it's a very interesting and a very attractive kind of fantasy, this overnight success thing. But I tell you, anyone who's in a position of success has worked damn hard for it and deserves that respect and so on. You know, for me, you know, I've loved music my whole life since I was born, and when I was like 14, I decided I wanted to play professionally and do that for my life. Started writing my own songs when I was around 19 or 20 and have been working my ass off ever since, you know, just doing everything I possibly can, you know, been signed to labels, made records that didn't come out, you know, all kinds of stuff, you know, was spent years contractually prohibited, like legally prohibited from re-recording my own songs, you know, so, I mean, like all kinds of stuff, but never stopped playing and never stopped writing and never stopped loving music and focusing on that, keeping that as my core. I listen to so much different stuff, man, but I mean, I love old blues stuff. I listen to a lot of like Ray Charles, Muddy Waters, B.B. King, lots of Beatles. I always listen to Beatles, and Hendrix, Dylan, Joni Mitchell, and then a lot of my friends. You know, when I go on tour now, I mean, I have some friends who are absolutely brilliant, and I listen to my friends' music a lot too. I have a friend named Lilia Broussard, who's a great singer-songwriter. I listen to her record all the time. From Tony Luca, I listen to his stuff all the time. Trevor Hall. I was just on tour with Tyrone Wells, and he's just amazing. You know, lots of people. The list goes on and on.
Do you have a favorite Beatles song?
I don't. Sometimes I say happiness is a warm gun. That's sometimes my answer for that. But the truth is there's no answer for a favorite. I can't pick an album. I can't pick any of it.
Is there anybody, what's the dream collaboration for you?
That's a toughie too. Dead or alive, or do they have to be alive?
Let's go alive.
Okay, this is living. Might be Joni Mitchell. I mean, that would just be amazing to write a song with her. But really, I mean, it could be so many people. There's so many amazing artists out there. I mean, I would kill to write a song with Paul McCartney. You know what I mean? That would be ridiculous.
So I like to ask artists this. Do you have any indication before you go on stage whether it's going to be spot on or you're going to be flat? Do you know before?
That's a very interesting question. A very interesting question. I know. The kind of short answer is no. I don't know that it's going to be a great show or a bad show. Fortunately, it's never really a bad show. I've been doing this long enough that I feel confident that I can kind of get up and do whatever. Even when things get messed up, I love that. You know what I mean? It gives me something to talk about. It's an opportunity to kind of keep it fresh and keep it new. So, you know, I'm very open to all kinds of things. Mistakes to me are blessings most of the time anyway. You know, you play with great musicians, then there are no mistakes. You know, everybody just feels it and listens. But sometimes I really feel it, and it's not as great as I felt. And sometimes I don't, and it's amazing. So I'm mostly surprised So yeah, I guess the long answer is also no.
Do you have any crazy superstitions that our fans would like to know about you?
No. I make sure actually to maintain no superstitions. I'm very...
Are you regimented before you on gig day?
Yeah. I mean, I try to not do very much. I mean, when I'm on the road, it's just, most of the time is spent kind of getting to the next gig, doing various interviews, radio, whatever it is. But no, I mean, I don't. There's certain things that I don't eat.
Tell us about that.
Well, I don't really eat a lot of dairy products in general, but I especially don't eat any when I'm performing because then it gets all messed up in my throat. But yeah, I mean, I try not to eat too close to showtime because then it's just like a burp festival, and believe me, everybody knows that. I mean, it's hilarious because I just did this tour with my friend Radioactive, who's a beatbox, and an MC, amazing, best freestyle rapper I've ever heard, and I've worked with everybody. Right, wow. And he's just amazing. And, for him, like, we would make sure not to, because his whole thing is like his mouth and microphone. So I was like, dude, I don't want it to be that kind of show. I want it to be clean, keep all the food in your body and leave it there and let it process naturally. Exactly. But anyway, yeah, no superstitions. I really try to kind of pride myself on being able to just perform whenever. People ask me sometimes just like, oh, can I play a song? And I'm like, yeah, I'm always sure, or wherever it is. I like to be ready. I don't like to be dependent on anything. Certainly not a superstition.
Okay, last question. Do you think about legacy at all?
Explain further.
Well, how do you want people to remember you?
I really, honestly, I want people to remember me as someone who played music because I love music, and who really just kind of came from a place of love. And as much as I strive and struggle and work hard for all the kind of superficial success and commercial success and stuff like that, the core of it all, the foundation of it, is that I genuinely love music. I'd be doing this no matter what. And so I'd love to be remembered that way.
Cool.
I give a shout out. My name is Keaton Simons. I give it to Rockerrazzi.com.
That's right, but you will be tonight with some guy who looks a lot like me. Can't you see that nobody knows like I do? We can let them wonder. Everyone thinks they know the truth, but people never understand. Better we lie and play it cool. So when I see you, it's just sure, honey, we both know that this is just pretend.